And we are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this live event by Drink Positive on this chilly, cozy evening. I'm Rinaaz, and today I would love to introduce you to our two very special guests, Madhavi and Shilpa. I'm really excited about this conversation because we'll be talking about a subject that I and so many people are curious about: raising children dairy free here in India. But before we get started, let me take a couple of seconds to tell you about Drink Positive. Drink Positive is a pan India campaign conceived by Jeev Bhavna, an environmental NGO based in Pune. Our aim is to inform you, the Indian public, about the multiple benefits of choosing plant based milks and non dairy products over dairy, whether it's for the environment, climate change, personal health, animal welfare, farmers, etc. We'll always come out ahead when we choose the plant based version. Since our launch at the end of December, we've published more than 40 videos on this channel aimed at a diverse public. Today, we thought it would be a great idea to meet with Madhavi and Shilpa, who both have so many experiences to share about the challenges and rewards of raising kids dairy free. Of course, if you've got any questions or suggestions, comment them down below. Don't hesitate, take part in the discussion. So, welcome Madhavi and Shilpa.
Hi,
Hi.
Rinaaz.
So, Madhavi, let's start with you. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Yeah, so I'm Madhvi and I live in Pune. And I am the co founder of Jiva Bhavna and the project lead for Urvarasa. And I have a family with, my husband, my in laws, and my two um, wonderful boys. They are 20 and 15 years of age. And yes, they are plant based. So I'm glad to share my story and my journey with my kids with you all.
That's great. How about you, Shilpa?
Hi, Rinaaz. Hi, Madhavi. Um, I am I'm the founder of Vegan Cravings by Shilpa, which is a home bakery and a cloud kitchen for cakes and desserts in Pune. So yes, of course, I am also Pune based. Other than that, I have a very naughty teenage boy and adorable 10-year-old daughter. And you have seen her in the videos earlier with Drink Positive. And 11-year-old dog, his name is Rex. And we all four are vegan. It's been 7 years. But yeah, my dog turned vegan 3 years back, so because of health reasons actually, so he's doing
Mhm.
very well for his age. So that's my small world. My in-laws and my husband are turning plant-based, but they do understand the importance of going towards veganism. So yeah, that's basically about me now. Thank you.
That's great. That's great. It's a journey, right? So, Madhvi, tell us, why did you decide to give up dairy, and when was this?
Yeah, so this was back in around 2017 when our
Mm-hmm.
co-founder Julie Wayne, she educated me about the true practices in the dairy business, which of course I didn't
Mm-hmm.
acknowledge in the start because in India it's known that the cow is considered sacred, and so I just couldn't connect the dots, for what is happening here. But when we discussed more and she probed me into looking into the ground realities, I slowly started connecting the dots. And then, of course, when I converted, it was uh, no looking back. And I also understood the environmental impacts, the health impacts, and
Mm-hmm.
obviously, there was, I think that's the best decision I ever made. Yeah.
I resonate with that sentiment a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Shilpa also does, since we all have a story. So,
Yes,
Shilpa,
yes.
what's your story?
So I think I also like it was 2016 when we were in Kochi, and we happened to witness this elephant who was chained in front of our house. And there in Kochi, they use elephants for entertainment. So I was really touched by the way it was chained for 2 days. So when I started exploring, the kind of cruelty that elephant goes through, I was led to through the internet. I was led to the cruelty that was happening in dairy industry. So being a vegetarian, it was like shocking uh, facts that I explored. And I think I was living in a bubble, in a myth that cows and the dairy industry is also very, it's not that cruel. So eventually, yes, for me it was an overnight switch because it was horrible to see how they were treated. Why it was believable also because then you start questioning yourself. I started questioning myself. Ki, yes, where do the cows go after they stop giving milk? So it was not just ki, okay, I saw the internet and started believing it. I went to some people who shared their researches, and then it was very logical thinking. So yes, that's how I decided to give up on any animal product, including just not dairy, but any animal product, including wool or honey or silk, anything. And I discussed this with my family, especially with my kids, because I thought for the kids it was very easy to switch, uh, being they are still experimenting with food. So yes, that's how we started being vegan.
My switch was overnight as well. So,
No. Okay.
God, I cannot tell you. I mean, the things you come across, they affect you so much. You feel like you have no choice now but to take this decision.
Absolutely.
And it's so horrifying out there.
Exactly. Once you witness what's going on, the exploitation, I mean, you're really not living up to your values if you're not changing what you're
True.
practicing. Yeah.
And one
And
has to
even
be
with,
open minded. You have
yeah.
to be open minded to see, you cannot be just like, okay, ha, theek hai, chalta hai, kind of. You have to be open minded to at least see what is happening and
Yeah.
think logically. It's
Yeah.
not that someone is forcing you, but think
Mm-hmm.
logically that what is happening is it's all true. The way they are treated, it's not just someone is making it up. It's actually true, because the biggest question is, where are the cows or the cattle or the dairy animals going after giving milk? That is the biggest question. Even
Exactly.
if you check the goshala, how many ill or hurt or old cows or cattle or dairy animals can you keep in a goshala? So it's, yeah, I think
Yeah.
one should think logically also.
Yeah, we are
And
so
logical
conditioned.
also in the sense, yeah, yeah. And logical also in the sense that even after causing all this harm, what are we getting out of it? Nothing. We're just harming our body. We're doing so much harm to our body.
Yes, health
So,
wise also.
it's all
Absolutely.
being such a null effect. You harm the species so that you can benefit from it, but actually you're not benefiting from it at all.
Absolutely. Not just your body, the environment, the people who are working in this sector. It's horrifying. Absolutely, there's nothing that, but the way it's glorified by the dairy industry with
Yeah.
all the happy faces and
Yeah.
the way the communication comes out. I mean, nobody will ever think that something so drastically wrong is going on behind the scenes.
Right.
With all
Health
the
wise,
scientific and nutritional jargon of calcium and protein and whatnot.
Yeah.
just I wanted to add something health wise. Otherwise
Mm-hmm.
also, if not just plant based, but if you turn vegan also, one, it actually affects you spiritually. It it helps you so much on the spiritual level. And even if you say health wise, so what we started observing, I just want to share my experience and my kids experience. So after turning vegan, so we go for a regular checkup, dental checkup, or eye checkup. So when we went for the dental checkup, all three of us, my kids and I, we got a good thumbs up from our dentist. So and then people started questioning me, what difference are you feeling after going vegan? Then I started analyzing, because till that year we were like, okay, we have turned vegan, but I didn't actually notice ki, is it making some difference to my health? Because initially I was more in the mode that, okay, I've made a very good decision ethically. So every year we go for this dental checkup, and every time, and actually I am after the dentist, cleaning kar do, something, some decay is there, some nothing. They are like, no, you're good with your dental health. So, and then eventually over the years, we started feeling our not just dental health, skin has improved. Hair, I don't have much hair issue as compared to the my friends, or relatives of my age. They have white hair. They have complained ki mere hair, they've got falling hair and all that. So even comparatively, skin issues have improved. And I think skin, hair, teeth, all these are reflection of your internal organs. So that means something good is happening internally also, health wise. So since you mentioned health, so I think it helps you health wise also.
True, true.
Definitely.
And since you mentioned your kids, and that's what our conversation today is going to be about, how old were they when you made this choice? And a lot of people think that, this is an imposition on the kid, it is some sort of abuse.
Yeah.
There have been a very strong response when you talk about kids and parents moving their kids towards veganism. So Shilpa, why don't we start with you? Tell us, how was it? How old were your kids? Did you impose this choice on them?
Yeah. So my son was, I think, 5 years, 5 years old, and she was, I think, 2.5. So they were pretty young, uh, not so young to not understand, because children in general, I felt they love animals. So for them, when I did not show them any video that time, I just explained them, so they were very open to understand ki, no, this is not right happening to the cow. So anyways, they were dog lovers. So I don't think I imposed on them. I had a chat with them. Eventually I did say that, so see, this is, and so we are going vegan, and they were okay with it. And though they did not question, because they did not know initially ki maybe now, the ice cream and these things will be off their menu. But I, of course, started searching recipe. In the process, I think I became a better cook compared to what I was feeding them. So yeah, I don't think I imposed them initially. I did not impose. I started looking for alternatives also. And now here I am, not just the kids, I'm trying to feed everyone the sweet dishes which we were missing. So I don't think now they are done with the sweet dishes. That's so much, we've explored. So food wise, yes, not much of an imposition on them. Yeah.
That's nice. Seemed like, they really understood. And children, I feel, are very pure hearted by nature. They don't want to cause anyone that harm.
Absolutely, they
So,
don't want.
it really sounds good. And how about you, Madhvi?
Yeah, so when you said whether it was an imposed change, I think I recollect the days, and I remember what I went through mentally, psychologically when I turned vegan. I mean, it was like, oh my God. this is something really wrong, and how can I to continue doing this? And so I was like, gone, had almost gone berserk, telling all my friends and family and all that. And obviously, the family members were the closest target for me to convert because that's the mood I was in. And so I told my kids, look, this is poison, and I'm not going to give it to you. So that was a
Mm-hmm.
blanket ban in the family. I'm blessed that my family members, my in-laws, my husband did not revolt or did not react the way I was reacting. In fact, they became supportive.
Mm-hmm.
They tried to understand the subject, issue rather. And my children, they were also very kind to me, and they submitted to what I was, what I demanded from them, and they adopted the habits at home. Of course, I said, okay, first, like I'm not going to give you at home. If you go to your friend's place or if you go out, it's your choice. So literally, like,
Mm-hmm.
gave them an ultimatum in a way. But later I discovered that somewhere I'd suppressed them. And so I caught my younger son once having ice cream outside. And it
Mm-hmm.
was, I remember how much he cried. And I felt so sorry for him that I didn't leave any space for him to think for himself and make his choice. So this is
Mm-hmm.
one thing I really look back and think that I wish I had taken my kids into confidence and slowly given them that space to change because children are sensitive. I could do it in a better way. My older son, he felt it was, he was older. My younger son was 8 and older son was around 13. So he was little more mature, but he was like, why is I doing this all of a sudden? And they were so used to having, I never ate non-veg. I forced my younger son to eat non-veg and have dairy. So today he laughs back at me and says, ha, 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 remember, I was born vegan and you tried to force me
Yeah,
to have milk and all. Because he hated milk. He just hated
right.
milk. He would do anything and everything. He'll pour it here, there, everything he would do. So but then, with his friends going out, trying to
Mm-hmm.
being different from them was hard. Friends would make fun. So these kind of things, challenges they faced. And then down the line, when I asked them, what do you think? How was the transition? They were like, imposed. You didn't give us. But then now they do understand and they are on board. They play football and the ball is leather, so they say we can't say we are vegan. We haven't got an option for that, so they call
Right,
themselves plant based.
right.
Yeah.
That's nice. Thank you for that honesty. I feel like we need that. In our previous lives, Sana shared as well how it was with her mother, and how she gave her
Yeah.
mother that ultimatum of you have to, or I won't talk to you, and it didn't turn out very well.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
it's a
And it's
big
not a
choice.
perfect world. It's not a perfect world. After all, everyone has their choices, ways of thinking, and understanding more than anything. So it's about how we work with them towards that direction, I think.
True. And it's such a big change. It's better if it comes from within rather than doing it for someone.
Yeah.
So that's what it's that was really like. And talking about your kids and going out, you mentioned his friends made a lot of fun of him. So how did they deal with that? Since I study psychology, peer pressure is one of the,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
we've had
So
an
they never
enlightening moment.
Yeah. So sadly, they
So
never shared it with me. They never really spoke to me about it. But again, later on, when we had conversations, they said, my friends would point out to trees and like, this is your food, isn't it? Ha ha ha. So,
uh,
it was like, but that was at a lighter tone. They would accommodate them when they would go for stay over or whatever that, that Arul does not have. So, Indian food by default has something which is vegan. So, there's no problem to
yeah.
accommodate. So it's not that kind of fun that they were hurt. It is just that, they found it amusing. How can you, what do you eat then? That kind of thing.
Ah,
So,
okay.
yeah.
That's honestly a bit relieving to hear.
Yeah, I know, I know.
My son was kind of, I would say, bullied actually. Kind of, not bullied, but yeah, that's a very strong word. But till last year, his so-called friend circle used to, especially one or two who were non-vegetarian. So they used to tease him that you are so thin because you're vegan. And then even if they used to go together for together for some eating out or something, so there also they used to tease him that what are you going to eat, ghas poos, because yeah, to they used to have those every on the table. They used to order non-veg, so they used to tease him to what are you going to eat, all the ghas poos because you're vegan. So he did, in fact, he used to not, for a few months, in fact a year, he stopped uh, going out with them. uh, Deep down he felt a little kind of so-called bullied by his friends. So he used to
Mm-hmm.
tell me, and I used to, in fact, push him. Ki, why aren't you going down today evening? Every evening he used to go out, just to relax with his friends. So then one day he told me that, see, this is what my friends, talk about. So I don't want to right now. So then I did not force him, because I thought, he's old enough to understand ki how to deal with it. Eventually he will, and it worked. It worked. For some time he did not used to, meet them, and then eventually I think he started feeling that it's okay, every person is different. So he started understanding that in his group, that every
Mm-hmm.
person is different. He said, mama, I have a vegetarian also in my group, and there are few who are non-vegetarian. I'm a vegan, so it's okay. And now people have started, thanks to the activist, I would say, that many people know about vegan word. So that's how, like, with Anshi, of course, with Anshi, she is a carefree girl. So with her, everyone used to ask, तो तुम खाते क्या हो? And then she used to give the list. मैं ये खाती हूँ, मैं ये खाती हूँ, मैं टोफू खाती हूँ, मैं पाव भाजी भी खाती हूँ, मैं everything she used to tell. So you don't drink milk, and then she used to give the list of the milk. No, I drink coconut milk. I drink this milk. So in fact, she used to come out with more list of milk than any other people can offer. I mean, speak. So she knows how to handle it. But yeah, she does get sometimes. She goes to a birthday party and then she gets a chocolate there. Then she comes at home, Mama, can I have this? And I go, Chalo, let's read the label. So she is very relaxed, free bird kind of girl.
I would say I've seen Anshi, and she's such a high-spirited kid, and I would say she's someone we really need. And her responses seem really sincere from what you said, so
Yes,
it is for
yes.
sure something we can use. The world can use, I feel.
I think because we started early with her vegan journey, Arhan had
Mm-hmm.
tried a lot of things till he was 5. He had tried everything. He used to love cheese. We started very early with Anshi. So she knows the vegan world actually. She did not try a lot of things initially. So so now, in fact, she sees a few things. She doesn't even know that this kind of thing exists. So whenever she hears even a non-veg dish or something, so she's like, "Ew, how can people eat this?" She few months back she did not even knew that people eat egg. So
Oh.
yeah, she did not even know. So she was like, "Ew, egg! How can people eat egg? It's a baby." So and we had this pigeon laying eggs in our balcony.
Mm-hmm.
So we have seen that eggs grow into pigeons. So for her, it was very surprising. Huh? People eat egg. I thought, Mama, people eat chicken only because she's seen them in cages. So for her, it was in a way it was good that we started her vegan journey very early. So she knows that it's not right to use animals.
That's nice. And I'm glad Arhan also, found his way eventually.
Yes, yes.
Because,
But yeah. But like Madhvi told, na, there are weak moments also. We have had weak moments in the past 7 years. So there have been times, where I have felt ki, no, no, they should not have this, not have that. But then eventually I also understood ki I think, I cannot be very strict on them. I have to understand that, you know, it has to come from within. So they have also had their weak moments, but now they're at an age of understanding it.
I feel this world is like also not very helping or friendly in that way, and that's why also it is not an easy transition. Like you go out there, let's say something as simple as chai. We all crave chai. It's like all of us have been, raised that chai is a part of your meal. You have to have chai once a day, but you go out, you crave it, and there's just dairy options. So I feel that, it is a harder transition to make in that sense as well, to know that there are not a lot of options available out there. So as much as it comes from within, it's going to be more organic and it's going to just stay there.
Right. But I think I did not find it very difficult to transition, honestly, because
Oh,
my switch
okay.
was very overnight now. So I had this ghee ka
Uh-huh.
dabba, I just kept it aside. I said I'm not using this, but I'm not throwing it also because I don't want to waste food. So I just
Yeah.
kept that ghee ka dabba side mein ki okay, I'll pass it on to someone, but I'm not going to use this. And then I started exploring abhi kya kare. So started with coconut because I was in Kochi, so there was like this. So I started with coconut. So I don't think I didn't find it that much difficult. Uh, it just, in fact, I loved it because I started exploring with different dishes, and so it's not that
That's nice.
difficult.
That's
Yeah.
For me, it was
that's
this
nice.
conditioning of giving milk to the kids every day. So I think now I stopped cow milk. Now what will I give them? So I tried a lot with plant-based options, and obviously I was not very good at making them
Mhm.
in the start, and the kids were not acquiring the taste. But then I realized that I don't have to give them milk as such. The nutrients, the calcium for which supposedly dairy is recommended, it can come from vegetables,
Right.
fruits, nuts. So then I started understanding the nutritional part also.
Right.
I mean, we are really so conditioned to think of these dairy products for for the nutrients. So if they are
Yeah,
saying
and
calcium, then they should tell about the fats also then coming with the milk,
True.
which
exactly.
obviously they won't tell you about.
So very
And
interesting
that's
that
what I
you
was
said.
going to come to. Yeah, yeah. Please continue.
So when she said, that you absolutely don't need milk. In fact, if you
Hmm.
properly distribute your day into breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and snacks in between for children, uh, they actually don't need milk because, like when I started transitioning and finding out more option, I saw avocado for the first time in Kochi. So, uh, I think I explored a
Hmm.
lot of more vegetables and fruits. So when I used to distribute, I felt that there was no space for milk because we started our day
Exactly.
with exactly we started our day with the dry fruits and some kind of solid. Kids used to take tiffin, so I used to keep either
Yeah.
paratha or some sabzi roti. So the breakfast was gone. Then lunch, maybe, of course, we don't feed milk in general
Yeah.
anyways in lunch. So lunch, maybe we used to have solids, uh, let it be salads, vegetables, anything. Snack me, my kids used to prefer. We all, in fact, are all addicted to fruits. So we used to love fruits. And fruits ke saath, anyways, you can't have milk. It's said in Indian Ayurveda ahar. And night mein then you dinner. So I, in fact, initially I used to feel कि मैं milk कहाँ दूँ, even if I introduce them coconut milk. So sometimes I used to try कि okay chalo, let's try it over the weekend. So honestly, if you spread the vegetable and fruits diet nicely, there is very less space for the
Yeah.
milk part also. Otherwise also,
And we're eating much healthier once we
yes.
start exploring the nutrients that we need every day.
Exactly.
Otherwise, it was for granted that, whatever animal based food we're eating, we're getting. But when
Yes,
we
yes,
start
yes.
Yeah.
looking for substitutes and making sure that our nutrient levels are all right, we
Right.
start on a very amazing journey eating whole foods and less
Yes.
processed food and all that. So
You definitely go healthier when you
yeah,
go towards, vegan diet or like
yeah.
recently now I'm obsessed with millets right now these days. So I'm exploring all
Hmm.
kind of
Oh, same
millets.
here.
Yes. Millet. I'm trying millet milk also. Then the
Yeah.
dosa and idli and milk. So you definitely go towards more healthier uh, diet
Healthier and local.
and local.
Healthier
Yes,
and local.
Yeah.
I
local.
discovered wheat. My son does not digest wheat well. He had this gas problem.
Okay.
So we said, let's
Hmm.
stop. When he's away for his education, he eats only rice and he doesn't have that problem. When he came home, he started having wheat roti and he started having the problem. So I said, let's stop it. And, we started making lentil dosas instead of
Hmm.
rotis. And
Right.
he's fine. So we start
That's
discovering
so
all
good.
these. Yeah,
Right.
So,
I think
when we talk about all this, and when people say that, making children go vegan, imposing this decision on them is depriving them of all this nutrition. So, I think it's safe for us to say that it's not. It's not, right?
no, it's absolutely
yeah. It's for, I think, down the line they will thank us as parents that you took this decision for us, you showed us this way, just the way we thank our parents for certain decisions they took for us, though we didn't understand. I mean, I remember my father, he never allowed us to have any processed food, no cold drinks, no packaged food. And we used to feel, oh my god, my friends, they're having crates of thumbs up in the house and we are not having, they're having Pringles father gets from abroad and all that.
Mhm.
But today, looking at our health, I really thank him, you know, that you didn't get us into all these habits.
right, right.
Otherwise, so much to deal with later in life.
In fact, like how Rinaaz told me, so um, many relatives and in fact still some question me on the parenting part that oh, you don't
Mhm.
feed ghee, milk, anything to the kids. So like she told me, you see, if today's parents are now getting aware that processed food or the packaged food, it's not healthy. Right. Same thing we can question about this. So when relatives used to ask me or even in fact judge me, so I used to question the same thing. Manika, would you like that if I feed them, since we are a vegetarian family? So I used to question them. Would you like that if I feed them, some animals or some non-veg? So why I'm being parent as I'm questioned as a parent because I'm making the right choices for my children and eventually going vegan or it is not just an ethical choice, it is a health choice for my children also. So when we talk about just the health choice, we I don't understand why people forget that ethically going right is very important for a mental health also. So when you talk about their health, ki, okay, let's not feed packet foods or so. Parents should understand that feeding something that is coming from torture or abuse of animals is going to affect eventually their mental health also. So over
Exactly.
the years, when people have judged me or relatives have judged me, uh, I have found better answers which make sense.
And the other question is always about calcium and protein. Suddenly,
Yes.
these nutrient
Yes.
related questions, started coming up. But good because I had never reflected on these things, and we were just eating the way I had learned to eat over the years of my life. Thankfully,
Mhm.
my parents again they had always got us into the habit of eating homemade, fresh food, and lots of fruits and vegetables, and not eating processed food. But then I started, in exploring where will I find the calcium and protein for the kids, and I
Mhm.
started realizing, oh my God, cabbage has so much calcium. Chia seeds give us so much of protein.
Yes.
So these
Protein.
Exactly.
nuts, seeds which are rich in protein, lentils are so good in proteins. I mean, there's no dearth of plant-based food, which gives us protein, or even calcium, which comes from ragi, you know,
Yeah.
or
Yeah. Millet.
cashews,
Yeah.
and they are
Millets have a
all
lot of
delicious
protein and
options.
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
my
Ragi,
son
in
has
fact,
a small Yeah, my son has a small glass of orange juice with chia seeds every day in the morning. He's really taking care, wants to like build his body for football, and so
Mm-hmm.
that's such amazing calcium and protein you get in one go. I mean, it's
yes,
delicious
yes,
protein eating as well.
yes,
Very
yes,
easy on
yes.
the stomach and everything. So no fats, no cholesterol. What else do you want?
Interesting combination. Okay,
Exactly.
I'm going to try that. Orange juice with chia seeds.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, yeah.
Me too.
Interesting.
I'm in that phase of, trying to eat more protein and weight train. So this is a good tip.
So these are
Right.
good tips when you go and consult a plant-based nutritionist because they are always inventing these. And I consulted Vanita, contractor for my son, older
Okay.
son.
Oh,
Atul. Yeah, I'm
Yes,
sure
yes.
you must be aware of her. So
Yes, yes, yes.
in fact, even I consulted her for myself because, for the logistics of eating every day.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's worth it consulting a nutritionist so that you are uh, not having any doubt in your mind about whether the proper intake is going, and we don't know some of the ways to get that in the right combination. So, and there are
True.
many of them
I
who are doing
consulted
very
one
good
as
service to
well.
people.
So
Yeah.
I consulted one as well. Like since it was an
Mhm.
overnight transition, afterwards it became a
Mhm.
little disorienting. Like, okay, I am eating whatever comes my way, like, bhaji, chapati, normally anything. But I'm like, okay, so what is something that is missing? What is that balance we are missing? And that's when I went to the nutritionist, and I was surprised. I was actually anticipating a lot of, oh, really? Why they switch to milk. But I was surprised. She was so open and she was like, oh wow, have you like taken it for this reason, that reason? And I was like, yeah, those are there, but it was mainly because of ethical reasons. And she was like, this is actually going to help you a lot health wise. And we had such a beautiful dialogue, and then she gave me this wonderful chart which I follow almost every day. And it was good. It was really
Yeah,
good.
and the feeling after eating a whole food plant-based meal, it's so amazing. I mean, you feel
Very,
satiated
very
at the
true.
same time, not lousy, and the way you would feel after a regular meal. I mean, I remember how we used to cook. One factor was use of oil, which was really not the
Mm-hmm.
right thing which we were doing. But then after I learned cooking without oil, following Sharan recipes, and even with Vinita guiding me, oh, it's such a lovely experience eating, food made that way.
It's like you're putting more effort into yourself, taking care of yourself, and taking care of the
Yeah,
environment as well. So, it's like a plus one for everyone, the environment, us.
yeah.
It's just so good. Shilpa, did you consult a nutritionist for your kids or for yourself?
No, I haven't yet because, to be very honest,
Mm-hmm.
we did not feel any kind of deficiency, honestly, because we visit
Mm-hmm.
our physician at least annually. I do take B12 on and off, like
Uh-huh.
Archie and I do take, but we haven't felt any kind of deficiency yet. But yes, I think I would now prefer for my kids to refer a nutritionist because like especially for Anshi, she's more into athletics. So
Mm-hmm.
for her, I do need a guidance. So definitely, I'm
Uh-huh.
going to refer a nutritionist for her, and for my son also. I think I'll go for it. It's a good way because, of course, like we are eating everything, but then
Yeah.
we should know, what because everybody has a different requirement. So I think everyone needs a proper guidance, how much protein, how much what other nutrients to be taken. So
Yeah.
definitely I'm going to consult a nutritionist now.
And you know something, I read in the newspaper, in the Pune newspaper a year ago maybe, that in Pune has, I don't remember the percentage, but a majority of the young teenagers are now pre-diabetic because of the
Yes,
food habits. That
yes,
is
yes, yes.
so upsetting because I see many kids around, even in kids' friend circle and all that. You know, they haven't tested the children, but obviously from their size and shape, you can see that kids are not in the normal form the way they should
Yes.
be. And I wish more and more parents really took this effort because it's going to give them a better life and really enjoy life or live a better life in general, basically, to whatever you are doing in life, whoever you become, but a healthy life is the most valuable. I mean, health is wealth. Yeah.
No, no.
True.
Since you mentioned diabetes, actually, so I remember that my son had a classmate's brother. He was so this is like, I think this is 10 years back story. So they were like in first or second grade, and
Mm-hmm.
he was 3.5. The friend's brother, and her mother told me that 3.5. Her mother told me that he is been recently diagnosed with diabetes. I was shocked. 3.5, a 3.5-year-old kid being diagnosed with diabetes, and recently, as we can see, diabetes is growing. Every other house has a diabetic member in the family.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
mom is, and I have known. So, and I read a research that milk, dairy is one of the reasons for diabetes.
But
So
it's good. Sorry,
yeah,
continue.
yeah. So that's what I'm. So I think that is why the cases of diabetes are also increasing. It's not just ki sugar intake and so on. Sugar is not
Yeah.
just the only reason for diabetes.
Yeah.
Yes, Madhvi, you were saying.
Yeah, I was pointing out to the fact that doctors are now talking about adopting, at least giving up milk, and
Yes,
as
Yeah.
a way to actually get them on a plant-based diet.
yes, yes,
Uh,
yes.
They
yeah, I know a pediatrician who has told her patients. Like I know a cousin who I was happy to know. You know, when she said her pediatrician has told her not to give any cow milk to the baby. I said,
Yes, yes,
wow,
That's so
you know, if
nice.
that's the beginning amongst doctors, that's the
yes.
best service they can give people.
Exactly.
No, otherwise also, so I've experienced this whenever my kids used to fall sick, especially if they had flu, cold, cough. The doctor immediately used to say, "Don't give milk. That will cause cough." The doctor
Mm-hmm.
used to say. So now, when I think about it, almost all pediatrician will say this. Whenever the kids have cold cough, the doctor will say, "Don't give milk," or they have stomach upset, "Don't give milk." Why
And
no one used to say that?
yeah, and my
Now,
husband is also a surgeon, and he specializes in gastrointestinal surgery. And whenever he
Mm-hmm.
tells his patients to cut out dairy, of course, very reluctant, the approaches from the patient side. But if that is what is going to heal them, and they respect what he's saying, they try it out, and they definitely see the difference. So whether they do it permanently or no, but they are showing, expressing that they do feel better without having dairy products. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So, on that note, can we say that, raising kids dairy free is not only a physically healthy choice, but also it's teaching children to be more compassionate?
absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the foundation of our
So,
being on this planet.
so that's what this was a wonderful conversation. And now let's move on to the exciting part of rapid fire.
Hmm.
So, are you guys ready?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. So, what is your favorite plant based milk?
Coconut milk. It's rapid fire, no? Whosoever answers
Yeah,
first.
yeah.
Yeah.
Come
No.
on, be
Homemade
quick.
bubble
You
milk.
gotta be quick.
Homemade
Okay,
bubble
okay.
milk.
Almond milk. Almond milk.
Okay. A traditional sweet that you recreated using non-dairy alternative.
Gulab
Gulab
jamun.
jamun.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Using sweet potato, oat flour, and cashew flour,
Oh, you did
and
the
they
healthier
turn out,
version.
wow.
yeah, and they turn
Wow.
out to be just like the khoya ones. Even when we need it, the dough looks like that. It's so
Really?
amazing.
Okay.
This
We
recipe.
need the recipe
Madhvi,
because I
that's
tried
it.
the
Adopt
Yes,
I
me.
tried
yes,
the bread one.
yes.
So we need the
That's
recipe.
it.
Definitely.
I am up for
Yeah.
adoption.
Oh, they're just amazing. Yeah.
Amazing.
Now,
Right.
hacks for children or teenagers who are getting into non-dairy cooking.
Sorry, non.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Non-dairy
Non-dairy.
or plant-based cooking.
Okay.
Hack.
So, okay, it's not my original hack.
Get
Okay,
them
I'm
into
just
the
telling
kitchen.
you. Make
Get them into the
almond butter. If what? I'll just finish mine, then I'll
Good
ask you yours
answer.
again. If I didn't hear
Go
that.
on, go on.
What did
Okay.
you say?
I said just
I
get
said,
them into the kitchen.
oh, okay, of course, that is there.
Sorry, sorry. Go on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was just saying it's not my original hack, but I found it very useful. Like how
Mm-hmm.
to make almond milk quickly is using the almond butter and add some water to it and and whisk it and you get
Mm-hmm.
almond milk. So people who are wanting to quickly prepare milk for themselves, a healthy meal early in the morning can do this. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Great.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Yeah.
use this for sure. And
So
now
then
for the last
we need
question
this recipe again. We need this recipe again.
of
Well,
the
let's do it.
plant-based
The
milk.
hack should be turned into the recipe. For
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
okay, yes.
And for the last question, any last advice?
Madhvi can go first. Yeah.
Yeah. So be kind to your child when, because of my experience, I'm saying think of their side also. Try to understand the world when you are, and guide them through the journey. It can be quicker that way, and no, what do you say? After effects like unexpected, unwanted after effects. So, and
Mm-hmm.
for children, I think kids videos for kids will be more useful. They're open already to get a lot of information,
Yes.
so they will resonate there. I showed them Earthlings and they ran away when I showed them that film. So it
Aw.
didn't work, clearly didn't. And then they didn't connect with the ground, the realities, what happens. Yeah. So that is what I will tell parents.
Right. Yeah. Likewise, what Madhvi said that, initially I used to be also like, not strict and imposing, but I used to be like, no, you have to have vegan and all that. But, and transitioning also at the same time. But over the years, I just left it on them. So now they, of course, they can read labels and they can understand where this. But yeah, but my most important advice, anyways, also to all the parent is get them into the kitchen. It helps a lot. So I think it's as a mother, I feel it helps a lot in many other ways also. And of course, they know what's cooking because as a kid we were just told, okay, drink milk, it's healthy for you. Drink milk, it's healthy. But if you get them in the kitchen, they know what food is coming from what. So, and today's kids, like Madhvi told, they know a lot of things through internet, anyways. So wherever possible, they will aware themselves. So as a parent, I think it's best to lead them into the right direction, ethically also, and the true meaning of being kind. It starts from nature. So when you talk about being kind, not just to a dog, not just to a cat, but all the animals and all the animal kingdom and the fellow earthlings. So I think as a parent, you can direct them towards being kind to everyone.
And one more thing I'd like to add, be ready with your
Sure.
alternatives. because my kids were missing
Uh-huh.
cheese and I was like, oh, I'm struggling, So it was like, slowly start sliding the plant-based alternatives in their meal, and it can happen more smoothly than suddenly stopping and all havoc. Of course, I didn't go through so much havoc, but I think it is a better way. That's all. I mean, yeah,
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it helps. It helps if you are aware of the alternatives. It
yeah,
helps.
It's like giving them something to replace it with, not leaving them wondering.
Yes,
yeah,
yes. See, I think sometimes, yeah, of course, alternatives, finding alternatives or replacing, it's okay. But as a vegetarian, I felt that, we were not having non-veg anyways. So if there are few things, if you cannot replace, you cannot find alternative, there is no harm to explain them and make yourself understand that try new things.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Mhm.
Try new
absolutely,
things.
yeah,
It's not necessary to have that thing or have that replacement.
Yeah.
Try new things.
absolutely.
So
Yeah.
That's a good takeaway.
yeah,
We
so
started
it's
inventing more recipes when we started this transition, and I became a cook in the true sense. Otherwise, absolutely, I was not much of a cook, and baking was like out of question for me. But then I started baking, and I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it, and I think it's such a creative thing to do as well, and
same here.
recreational.
It's therapeutic. It's
Yeah,
therapeutic. Getting into the
yeah,
kitchen, exploring new things. Every other
yeah,
day, I'm on YouTube. Okay, I'm going to try this or
yeah,
try that. So it's
yeah,
amazing, and
yeah.
kids also really enjoy that. So it's a good way to care for the environment, to care for your health, to care for the animals, and then become a better cook also. So it's amazing.
Right.
So yeah.
So I guess now is the time where I really make my parents sit and make them watch this live.
Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely.
And
No,
on that note, thank you all for being with us here today.
thank you.
I know I can speak for Madhavi as well as Shilpa that we've had a great time this evening. Before we sign off, I'd like to remind you that we have created an amazing website, drinkpositive.org, where you'll find a variety of resources to help you on your dairy free journey. And you'll also find a quiz and a free downloadable illustrated comic book that's especially catered toward children. If you haven't yet done it, subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our videos, and also make sure you like, share, and comment. And do turn on the notifications bell so you do not miss any of our upcoming online events. You'll find reels and stories on our Instagram page too. All of these links will be in the description box below. And with that, Shilpa and Madhvi, don't forget to
Drink
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 positive.
positive.
positive. All right, guys, have a good day. Bye. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.